Today we have so many topics that we're going to be discussing because so many things have actually happened between yesterday and now, and we are going to be trashing every one of them out. And this might actually take a long period of time, depending on how we're able to actually go over it, right? And so I'm welcoming everybody to join me. If you're coming across this video from everywhere, do well to like, do well to comment, do well to share. Let's interact together in as much as we get to talk. You understand? I get to say some things, right? We get to understand ourselves more. Is actually going on in this society. We get to see things for the way it is and the way it should be. And on this platform we talk as it is. Whatever is going on in the society, especially in Nigeria, we get to discuss these things. We get to discuss whatever is going on in Nigeria. So yes, so today so many things have actually happened in the space of yesterday and today. Yes, so many things have actually happened, and so many people that might actually be coming here, coming across my platform for the very first time. I welcome you. I to everybody. I to you, goodness. So for everybody, anybody that is coming across my platform for the first time, you will know that we talk about various things actually, and I'm going to be talking about Campus Chronicles last. You understand? For those that are joining, probably should I start with that? I don't know if I should start with Campus Chronicles because I give update about what's it called, series like that, series. Hi Rebecca, thanks for joining. I give update about series like that, so I don't know where to start from, if we are going to just discuss about issues, or because there are so many issues currently going on in Nigeria. And also I want to talk about the Campus Chronicles and things to expect in in the next episode of the Campus Chronicles, for those that are actually watching Campus Chronicles. So for those that are actually watching Campus Chronicles, let me know in the comment section if you're actually part of those that actually, if there's anybody here that actually is watching Campus Chronicles. Let me know if there's anybody like that. Do well to like this platform because I will soon get started right now. So is there anybody? Is there anybody? I have 4 people already on the chat. So is there anybody that is actually following Campus? Yes, yes. Okay. So let's just start with Campus Chronicles. Then we dive into today's topic proper, because yes. So we'll start from that and then we'll dive into this topic proper. So goodness, oh that's cool, that's cute. So we have so many things to actually talk about. So one of the things that me I actually want and I actually think is going to happen, number one, is the fact that Amira would cry. For those that actually watched that series, you will know very, very clearly that the way Kewe actually left that particular scene was really, really bad, in which he actually wanted to force himself on Amira. And to be very honest, it's going to be sad because this is one of the hardest thing, or one of the things that Amira will not be expecting. Yes, this is one of the crazy things that she will not be expecting. So you now coming to come and now give, or now coming to come and now force yourself. You understand? And I'm very, very sure one of the things that you actually want to do is to say that it's because of the drink. But you had that intention. You had that intention of doing that kind of thing, which is very, very sad, to be very honest, because this is kind of going to create a little bit of heartbreak for Hamira. And to be very honest, I just feel like it doesn't just make sense what actually happened. And it has happened, it has happened. Thank God she ran for her life, because there are some men that will force themselves that no matter how she was going, and he left her, and he was allowing her to leave, he would have run after her, chased her, even slapped her in the process, for some men. But thank God she didn't do that, and she was able to. And thank God he didn't do that, and he was able to run away from that particular scene, because that scene could have been bloody. And that is so many people's experience, and it doesn't make sense, the fact that you just feel like, oh, because you're a man, you are stronger, you understand, you just force yourself on a man without consent, force yourself on a woman without consent, you understand. So that part for me actually made all the respect that me I had for Kewe actually go down, right? More I so it made all the respect that I actually had for Kewe actually go down, because it doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? Why would you want to force yourself on this particular girl in question? Because it doesn't even make sense at all. You understand? So that is one of the things that I actually think is going to happen. And to be very honest, I feel like she's going to report first. That's why I think, well, I don't know, but I actually think that the first person that she might actually report this incident to might be Bella, since they are actually roommates. So I feel like that's the first person that she might actually go to, and she would definitely cry, because it doesn't make sense. Imagine you coming across this kind of thing for the very first time in your life. You know how shocking it will be. You know how shocked you will be for somebody that you think is your boyfriend, or somebody that you love, somebody that you think you have good heart for, somebody that you actually love from the bottom of your heart, that you have actually, with everything Bella has said concerning Kewe, with everything Bella has said concerning Kewe, even with all of these things, she was still defending him. She was still defending him with everything that she has said. You will have thought that, yes, she would definitely tell her Bella first, because they are definitely roommates. With everything that this girl has actually faced, because Bella always actually tell you. You remember that Bella will always tell what's it called, that, oh, this guy that you are talking about here, this guy, I don't trust him, I don't like him, he's our friend, but the way he's doing, I don't like it. But you will still see Amira coming to come and say that he's like that. Don't worry, he's our friend. You cannot do this to him. You cannot do that to him. So in all of this pampering and just covering up for you, you still not want to force yourself. It's enough of a heartbreak, to be very honest. And that is one of the things that trust can actually cause sometimes. And in as much as it might look like a movie, this is the reality of so many people, that they will trust you and continue to protect you, only for you to now come and disappoint them again. That kind of stuff. So it doesn't actually make sense. You feel disappointed for her. In as much as it's a movie, you will actually feel disappointed with her, because over time this girl has been trying to protect you. He has been trying to give you a benefit of doubt. You understand? Give you this benefit of doubt that the Kewe that I met when we first entered school was not like this. The Kewe that I met for the first time when we met was not like this. Was not this kind of person. The Kewe that I saw, that no, he was not this kind of person. So everything that has changed has happened with time. And to be very honest, I just feel like that is all going to happen. Another one is that Kewe will blame his action on drinks. Yes, I feel like that's what the only thing that they actually claim would have happened. Oh, I was high. That was why I behaved this way. But that is not any reason why. And that's why sometimes to give some people's wealth, if you give them wealth to do like this, they turn to something else. That is what it means for some people. The fact that you got wealthy today, you now want to use that advantage to actually take advantage of that particular girl in question, your girlfriend in question, right? You are now using that opportunity. The wealth that he didn't have, it was still showing the cool guy. You understand? It was still showing the cool guy. Immediately he got that wealth, like everything changed. Everything changed for him. Everything changed with him. Immediately he got that wealth like this, he was able to buy clothes. They gave him a new car. Everything changed. He started smoking. Why should money change you? That is the problem. And that's the problem with many people nowadays. Immediately money enters the account, like it changes you. I'm not saying it's not supposed to change you, but it should not change the way, the attitude that people know you to be. You should still be yourself. You should still be able to communicate yourself. That's why some money and there's some money that you're not supposed to cost all of these things. Yes, his father caused all of these things. His father, no, we are going to get to that. We know his father was the cause of all of these things. We cannot deny the fact that his father was the cause of all of these things. His father was everything that is actually going through today is because of the father effect that was not in his life, and the fact that his mother self, the lackadaisical attitude, he had to lie about his mother traveling. So both of them were not even there for the children, were not there for the boy, and that was one of the things that actually made him the way he was. But many of his friends would have preferred him in that bad way, trying to help him, than what he has turned to today. Because for so many people, they might not be able to redeem him back. They might not be able to get him back. And with that kind of gang that he has joined, he might die an untimely death. He might just die an untimely death like that. And to be very honest, it wouldn't make sense. Because imagine you having to go through every of the things that you go through only to get one day, and in just like 1 years, they have unalived you in the process, because your life is not trusted. They can come for you anytime. They can unalive you anytime. And that is the case of this particular guy in question, Kewe. So it wouldn't make sense that Everything that is going through right now, everything that is going through is something that could not be solved if he actually continued to still persist. But he actually, but because he actually wants to feel among, he actually wants to get this wealth. He needs this wealth. I need money now. I need to cash out big time. Everything. So he left all those ambitions, left all of those things, stopped going to class. He didn't believe in education any longer. He started taking drugs, taking illegal things, and because of the friends that he actually caught, those friends that were able to actually push him into the bad behavior that he started behaving. So with all of that, he became the kind of person that we actually know him to be today. And now, to the extent that he actually had to want to rape, your girlfriend. Or can we call them girlfriend? For those that are like, can we call them girlfriend or boyfriend? Apparently, was there anything? Come and be my boyfriend. Come and be. I'm not sure that's anything. I just feel like they are still just together, and they are still cool friends. I'm not sure they've actually bad friends. Yes, those bad friends. So that is what it just is. That is what it is. So another thing is, I feel like Kewe and the gang members, with what's it called, we definitely have a fight, because anything that can allow Jonathan, in as much as Jonathan cannot beat Kewe, we have always known that Jonathan cannot beat Kewe. He always arouse him. But even in that, if he hears that this is what Kewe did, he's still going to come and go and shout at the guy that what you are doing doesn't make sense. That why will you do this to our best friend? And it will actually cause hatred, because to be in all honesty, it doesn't even make sense at all. So there's going to be another fight again with all the group members against Kewe, if at all they get to know about it. If they get to know about it, yes, definitely. Now everybody knows there was the time that they had to fight together. If you remember that time, they had to fight each other. When they fight, he beat him up, but notwithstanding, he still stood his ground that you will still beat me up, nothing goes up. And they are siblings. That one was just looking at it like this. But he will still go and still do what he can still do. You understand? Because it don't make sense that I love a particular person. I will never do this to this particular person in question. But you, because you take, so you want to take advantage of her. No, it doesn't make any sense. And they were still young. They were still in 100 level that time. Not even in 300 level, 400 level that we have said, oh, these people have actually grown. Oh, they have actually grown. They have actually been in a relationship together. Probably that will warrant their nonsense to happen. But these things, you guys have not closed it. This girl is not giving you consent. Well, you are now saying you want to force yourself on her. If Jonathan gets to know about that kind of situation, especially Bella, imagine the reaction of Bella to that kind of thing. And she hates anything that concerns Bella like this. Anything that concerns Amira, she will take it on her head like this. She will carry it on her head like she will carry it on her head really, really bad. So that's why I feel like there's really going to be a fight. There's really going to be a fight between Kewe and also all of the gang members, because they will not actually love it. They will not actually love what's going on. And another thing that I actually think, because we have so much to cover, I just feel like, I tell you, a lot is happening in the movie, and if you look at it critically well, you will see it from different angles. Like if you picture it very well, you see that there are so many things. If they are saying they are going to end it in episode 9, but I know they are going to rush everything that is remaining. But if they actually want to take it to like 16, they can still expand it. They can still expand it. If they want to take it to like 27, they can still expand it. But since they said it's 9 or 10 that they are going to end the episodes, we just need to I just feel like they're just going to have to rush every other thing that is going to happen. But anyways, let's see as it goes. So another thing I think that will actually happen is that Summer might actually have to apologize to Amira for forgiveness. One of the things I've always said in my videos is the fact that if you have bad friends in your life, they will push you to do the wrong things, and they will tell you that this wrong thing that you are doing is the right thing. That is the same case with Summer and her roommate. You see that her roommate is the weapon fashioned against her. That weapon that is fashioned against her, she's the one. She's that weapon fashioned against her. And to be very honest, those are the kind of people that you don't need in your life, because they will allow you to see wrong. They will allow you to see right in what is actually wrong. This guy actually, this particular girl in question loves this particular girl in question. I said it to Jonathan, that I don't like you. I still love this guy. I showed it to him. So if Jonathan is not giving, if Amira is not giving, how do I put this now? If Amira is not giving Jonathan the goat will go ahead. You just have to just stay one place now. And if Jonathan is not getting the reciprocation, how do I put this in English now? I don't know why I'm feeling like this. If you cannot get the reciprocation back from what you think you're supposed to get, you should not come and be putting it on Amira, because Amira has stated it clearly to Jonathan that he is actually in love with, what's he called? He's actually in love with this particular girl in question. With what's his name? With Kewe. So if Kewe is not, so if Amira is not giving Jonathan the looks and every of these things, it's not his fault. It's not her fault. So if Jonathan is not giving Summer the attention that he's supposed to give her, it's not anybody's fault. It's not Amira's fault. And that was what she was supposed to realize. But because she had this bad friend that will continue to think that the reason why she's actually doing this is because of this, that is why she will continue to have problem. And until probably she comes to the realization of this and just say that, oh, my friend actually is in love with this. My friend is in love with this. If they don't love me, they love me. If he loves me, if he gets to love me, he loves me. If he doesn't love me, I take it to heart. Whereas there's another person that's even in the equation that I'm actually thinking something might stop, but I'm not sure yet. That music producer that is actually getting to know him, I'm not sure. I'm just thinking, can something actually stop? Somebody should help me in the comment section. Do you actually think something can actually coin out between him and that particular girl, that particular music producer that is actually pushing her to succeed? Because that is one of the push, and that's why I love Summer. In as much as she's finding it very, very, very difficult to be able to get her foot on doing music. She's failing in her music, in her education itself. But I tell you that if she had done music, she would have probably not failed. Yes, you see it too, Abby. So I just feel like that guy is just using the music production to actually enter. But let's see as it goes. In as much as I would still have loved that Jonathan goes for Summer, and I feel like Kewe gets to repair himself back and goes for with every of this thing that he has done today, would anyone want to forgive Kewe for, like, to be very honest? How can they save their friends? That is one of the things that I've actually been looking at. How do they actually want to save their friends? Because I feel like the reason why they're actually making this movie or this series is on how they can actually save their friends, and that friendship can be still bonded even after somebody is going astray. After everybody is going astray like this, that we can still have this bonded relationship. I feel like that's the reason. So that's why I still feel like with every of the things that Kewe is still doing now, they might still find a way to coin him together. They might still coin him back to being. You understand? A lot will happen at the end. And to be very, I just feel like I really just want to see the end from the beginning. That's why sometimes I like to have this series. Let's just know what will happen at the end sometimes, because this suspense is actually very, very, very crazy. Very crazy. But let's just see how it goes, Sha. But one of the things I know is that Summer will definitely ask for forgiveness. That is if she comes to her senses. So if she definitely comes to her senses, of course, she will ask for forgiveness. And let's just expect that Amira will definitely forgive. Amira will definitely, she's not that kind of person. You understand? She will definitely forgive him. Another thing that will also happen is that Kewe's secret might go public. The fact that himself and Jonathan are actually siblings. Yes, you know. Very difficult bloody. Let's see how it goes now. I'm funny enough, they might not hate it on the very good times, but I'm just looking at the way they're actually just going to fight each other. They're actually going to fight each other. And what do I mean by fighting each other? The way they are going, this gang that is actually working for, and they're actually requesting something from him, is going to be able to fight people that don't know how to fight, people that don't have voice. You understand? I'm just looking at how they are going to, because definitely I still feel like they're still going to stand up for him, in as much as he's still going to do many bad things. You understand? As much as he has done so many things, they're still going to stand up for him. So let's just leave that by the way. But one of the things I know that Amira will ask for forgiveness, Kewe's secret will go public. Yes. And I'm looking at the person that might actually want to release this to the general public eye, and that is that particular lady that is the friend of Kewe. Remember that particular lady that actually loves Kewe, but Kewe is not reciprocating back. That particular lady in question that I don't know her name. I don't know her name. If anybody knows the name of that girl, let me know in the comment section. The particular girl that loves Kewe, but Kewe is not reciprocating. And this particular, that friend, that she has a friend who is a little bit butty, that has this a little bit big size of her. I feel like she might be the one to actually, because I saw that particular lady in question telling her that don't release any secret to, don't tell anybody, and that lady was like, what's wrong with you? But tell anybody what will happen. You understand? So I feel like she might be the one to actually want to later reveal that secret of them being siblings, or telling people that they're actually siblings. But if that kind of thing gets to go to the general public eye, what do you think will happen? Do you think Kewe will be happy about it? And what do you actually think from there? Because I'm actually looking at so many things. Yeah, so I can't remember her name too, but many people that have actually watched the series will actually know what I'm talking about. That particular lady that actually lost Kewe, but Kewe that went to her name, but didn't meet her there. That went to Kewe's house and was trying to force herself on Kewe, and Kewe was like, I'm going to the room and all of these things. You understand? So that's about that. Another thing that will also happen is that if Amira declines Kewe apology, if Amira declines Kewe's apology, what do you think will happen? Our friends runs her mouth too much. Our friends, that lady runs her mouth too much. She runs her mouth. Yeah, she runs her mouth too much. Another thing that I actually think will happen is the man will, if Amira declines Kewe's apology, because there's also an high chance that she might say no to that apology, that Kewe might actually might be a problem for Kewe later, and also a non-protection guard for her later on. Because if those gang members get to know about all of this and know about all of this issue, it might be a problem later on. It might be a problem later on. So these are some of the things I actually think will happen in the next episode. There are so many things also. The fact that summer music might go viral too. There's a possibility that our music might go viral. If I thought she starts producing music, our music might probably go viral. And it will actually make sense, if our music start going viral. If our music start going viral, and that means she will probably either drop out of school or continue to fail, or probably just what will happen to somebody that has a music talent in school like that? Then what do you think would happen to somebody like that? Somebody like Soma that is not good in academics, but she's very, very good in music. People like that often leave school. That's what happened to Whiskey. Whiskey come off of school, but he still made it, But the same with Summer case, we don't know what will actually happen to her. But let's just reason that she will be signed to a record label and she will become more popular in school. And then probably she might change her course if it's something that can be done. Probably she will change her course to study music, just like she has always wanted to. And let's just hope that is the case that will happen with her. Another thing that I actually think will happen is that this man that actually helped Kewe get all the riches that he has. Remember that man. If Kewe does not perform his operation due to the fact that this particular man in question is his father, he was telling him that he must kill his father. That was the deal. And if he's not unable to actually do that, if he's unable to do that kind of thing, what do you think will actually happen? That man will definitely come for him. And that is where he will actually, and that's why I feel like it's going to be a big problem for her. That's going to be a very big problem for her. That's going to be a very big problem for him. Because that man in question, if you look at that man in question, that man looks like a person who gets skull. And if he actually does that thing, it's going to be war. It's going to be a real fight. Like, you don't want to do this. You collected my money. You collected my car. I dressed you up. I gave you every of the house that you are living in. I paid for it. For everything going on in Kewe's life now, that man is responsible. So if that man is now claiming that the only thing that you actually need to carry out for me is just to kill your father and you are finding it difficult to do, I'm going to fight you. And that man has monopoly of bad gang members that can actually attack Kewe and his friends anyhow. And I just feel like they might probably just want to use one of Kewe's friends themselves. They might even probably just arrest one of Kewe's friends. It's just me thinking why. It might not happen, but it's one of the main things. That man looks very dangerous. And I just feel like that man might just be looking for, but just kidnap one of Kewe's friends, probably his girlfriend, if you understand. And you know how crazy that will be if they capture, probably let's say they capture Amira now, and they use her as a scapegoat until he carry out his mission. So it will not be two missions, because if I'm the script writer, I'll be thinking along that direction. It would have made sense actually if they capture Amira and he needs to actually save Amira, save his girlfriend, save his gang members, or they probably capture all his gang members. That means he actually needs to save all his gang members alone. So you actually need to do that alone by himself. So that's me just thinking wild. I don't know if that will be the case, but it's just me thinking wild. Nobody can actually say what we actually very, very well, practically well in the next episode. But let's see how it goes. But to be very honest with you, I think like that will have made sense. But if it doesn't still go that way, because I was looking at the last episode, some of the things that I didn't expect actually really did happen. And I'm actually happy. And I was actually very, very glad about the script writer of this particular series. The person really did a very, very good job. The actors and the actress from Amira Dome. I've always said it that Bella is my favorite actress because she's just so good. Even with her intonations, the way she speaks, the way she communicates, and she's very, very good. Kewa is confused though. Yes, okay, he's very, very confused, and that's why sometimes when he needs to talk, he cannot talk the way he's supposed to talk, the way he used to talk at the beginning. Though he has been the cool guy, but he has been talking less of recent. That's why when they went to his house, he was smoking everywhere. He couldn't make any statement. He had to jam the door, leave them, and left because there was nothing to actually say in the real sense. Because the reality of things is this guy has actually involved himself in so many bad things. And on a normal day, friendship for that kind of friendship is not supposed to exist. Again, it's supposed to have ended. It's supposed to have ended. But since these people are still claiming that they actually love him, there's somebody is still claiming and still holding on to him that probably it might change. Probably that might be the reasons why all of these things is still in place. You understand? So that's just by the way. So many other things I know will also happen in the next episode. Bella, she's my favorite. She's my favorite. Nothing nobody can do. I love Amira. I love Amira so much. That's why I'm saying I love Amira. But no, in this series, no, she did so well, fantastically well. Like she did so well. She was there for her friends ever since the fact. You know what even made my love even grow for her was when some of these enemies tried to convince her, one of these friends enemies or what's it called, tried to convince her against Amira. When they tried to do that and she still stood her ground, that's what friendship is all about. That even when oppositions are bringing ideas, and that was the thing, and that's why, and that's one of the things that was supposed to do, but he couldn't do that, probably because his own was poverty oriented, or poverty pushed, or poverty elemented. How do I put that in English now? Probably because his own is a poverty, but that is not still a yardstick to become a bad behavior, to start behaving really, really bad, because he has actually become so nasty. But that is just the case with all. She's very, very smart. But in as much as she might not be the most brilliant, too, but she's very smart, very smart. She sees opportunities and calls her friends into it. Oh, there is this particular, what's it called? And she's a bebelube. She has mouth. She's very mouthed. Very, very mouthed. Like very, very mouthed. She get mouth. I beg. You can't take that one. No. And those are the kind of people that actually give life to series. And that's why sometimes I like the sub-lead characters more than the lead, because they are the real ones that actually put life into the series. For those that have actually worked best friends in the world, that's it. When you might be looking at Olive and you might be thinking, oh, she's the best of the best. But it's actually a sub-lead that is actually putting much more character to to that series. And the reason why many people love that series was because of that particular girl in question. What's her name? That's fat girl. What's her name? This in Best Friends in the World series. And that is what's very, very outspoken, a human being. You understand? And those are the kind of sub-lead that actually puts more, elements to the series and make it more interesting. Because if you're having that kind of series and you don't have sub-lead for those kind of movies, it will get interesting. Imagine being only Amira. It could have got him boring at the end, but there's this vibe that she's pushing. She's very outspoken. She's a bebelube. She has mouth. She's very mouthed, and she always stand up for her friend, even at the expense of herself. She was the first person to say she was first going to go for that beauty pageant before she actually said, no, you are more beautiful than me. Come and go. Everybody sees that you're actually beautiful. Esther, yes, Esther. Why am I forgetting them? Esther, yes, Esther. Yes, Esther in the Best Friend in the World series. So you can actually see how she actually put in so much into that series, and she was able to get more from it. So we have spent 30 minutes. We are going to spend 30 minutes on this particular series before we now go, and we are almost at 29 minutes right now before we now go for the news of the day. I just said let me just quickly touch this series and the things I think will actually happen that will actually happen before we actually go for the news of today, where we have so many people coming in. The peak right now is at 12 people on the chat, but let's just hope that we'll have more people today like yesterday. like yesterday. At least we were able to reach a peak of like 50 something. I don't know if we're able to get there today, but let's just hope. Let's just hope that we'll get there today. So it's nice for everybody coming across what we have been talking about so far. So if you're a lover of Campus Chronicle, if you have not seen it yet, go and check it out like right away. You can see goodness talking about the series with me because she has actually watched it and it's quite interesting. So for those that will watch later and will actually say, you will say, what are we talking about? It's Campus Chronicles. So if you have not seen it yet, go and check it out like right away. It actually has 1 to 7 episodes right now, and so that you can probably, when we are talking more about this series, you get to know more about it. But if you have not seen it, there's no way you can actually join in the conversation. The only way you can actually join in this conversation is if you're actually seeing the series. You understand? So you know what we are talking about and you can get to see how interesting this series is for itself. So yes, so now let's move to the news of today. So many things have actually happened between yesterday and today, and to be very honest, the first one is the government girls comprehensive girls college that were actually kidnapped in Kebbi State, in Maka logo movement in Kebbi State. And according to what I'm seeing here, to be very honest, it's quite sad. Let me show you from what I'm actually seeing here. It's quite sad. To be very honest with you, I have looked at this and looked at this. Let this thing just load so that I can actually show you some pictures. You can get to see some pictures over this, right? So we can get to see some pictures. I still want this to load so that I can get to see what I'm talking about on my screen. I don't know if my mouth is faster than the way I'm talking because it's looking like that here. I don't know. It looks like the green screen is heavy than the normal screen. It looks like it's 1 second late. Somebody should help me in the comment section if my mouse is actually following what I'm saying because it looks like I'm 1 second late or so, or 1 second slow. I don't know how to put it, but I want to actually show you this picture so that we can actually be in tune together. You understand? Because it will always make sense that you guys are seeing what I'm saying. You understand? 25 people, 25 girls. It was back in 2014, if we remember, back in 2014, around March period, where we had so many people actually being yes, it has actually showed. Yes, so let me just 25 people. It's a pity that yes. So you're going to get to see it now. So 25 people. Yes, so this is the particular school. Oh, it's not showing everything well, but this is the particular school that they actually went to. And when they got there, they did so many things. They came in their gun around 4 a.m. And when they got to the place, they carried 25 girls. 25 girls, young girls. And to be very honest, it's quite sad because this is not what is actually trending. It's not really trending the way it's supposed to trend. Because back then in 2014, I remember bringing back our girls, in which the Chibok girls were actually carried. You know the number of people that were actually captured during that incident? Many young girls that till today, some of them are actually have been unalived. Many of them actually being released, still went ahead, still suffered and suffered. Some of them were raped. By the time some of them actually came out, they now have children with terrorist group. And now this is the same case that is actually happening now, in which 25 people, 25 young girls. Some people were actually making crews and making it looks like it should not be a normal thing. But it's quite sad. Because imagine that is your daughter. Imagine that is your siblings. Imagine that is somebody that you actually know. Imagine that is your family member that is being captured and you will not get to see your sister again. And it now looks like the world are turning a blind eye to it. It's quite sad, in all honesty. I look at this particular engagement and I'm like, this doesn't make sense at all. At all. It doesn't make sense. Because imagine this can happen to anybody. That they just come at early in the morning around 4 a.m., capture almost 30 people, 25 to 30 people, and left. They unalived the vice principal, they unalived one of the security guards, and they also injured one of the teachers that was on ground. They injured one of the teachers that was on ground. And while they injured this particular person in question, the person is currently receiving treatment. And we are not sure if the person is going to survive it. So our students are not safe anymore. Now imagine it was ladies that they didn't go to boys' school, they went to girls' school. Not that I'm saying that it would have made sense if they have gone to boys' school, but you know that there's always an agenda for them targeting Muslims girls, for them targeting girls. Because these are the people that they were able to control easily. These are the people that they were able to RAPED. And they are young girls. Young girls. I'm not sure any one of them will be around 18. That means they will be underaged. and they will force themselves upon all of these people. That's the situation that we have found ourselves in Nigeria. And we are crying for help, to be very honest. We are crying, we are shouting. Because this cannot continue. It can't. It can't. It can't continue like this. We cannot continue like this. In all honesty, I'm looking at the number of people that have actually been alive from this incident, and I'm like, no, these numbers is just too much. If we are going to tell ourselves the truth, these numbers is too much. Over 50,000 people, being Muslims alone, have been alive from all of these incidents. When will it end? When will it end? So right now they said some of them have actually been, some of them have actually been going through what they are going through. But let's just hope that things change, that they are able to get their work, because they said they have actually deployed who they are supposed to deploy to the army, deployed the real people that they are supposed to deploy to help these people out. So let's just hope that that is the case, that they will actually deploy this set of people to fight this injustice that is currently going on. Because to me,